Friday. I'm Kate with Danu's Celtic Worlds. Welcome to my channel. Tonight we're going to discuss how Uranus is going to affect us in such a serious way the next 7 years. Boy, we're in for a doozy. I'm going to get started on a brief discussion about some details about Uranus, and then I'm going to go into each of the rising signs for each of the zodiac in the 12 signs. So follow me, take some notes, and then we're going to get started on reading the tarot and our oracle decks. Okay, well, we already know that Uranus is going to be here. It's all over the internet. It's even on the news. They even have it on the news, believe it or not, here in Houston. And, you know, they've got it to where they're explaining how Uranus is going to affect a lot of changes also in many different stages around the world. Um, Uranus has a 7 year cycle in each sign. It's part of disruption, new innovations. You know, um, it may come about, you know, a lot, much more. We'll have a lot of AI, artificial intelligence updates, much more digital updates and changes and disruptions, and um, a lot of changes are going to be made. Communication, digital communication, social media changes, upgrades, and more social media um, sites for us to connect with and talk to. It's almost like I want to feel like when I was reading this in the past couple of weeks, almost like it's going to change the way we absolutely connect with one another, no matter where we are: work, home, personal, colleagues, peers, family, siblings, relatives, our children, how we make money, how we bring in money, how we go to the beauty salon, how we get consultations, how we discuss how we're feeling, to where it's almost like we press a button and we talk to someone and we no longer leave the house. It came to that's how I took it in. Um, which I'm not used to because I like to go out. I like to go hiking. I like to go for walks and be in nature and those things. But it's going to be a lot about a tons of new current social media changes, um, shared information, the way energy and electronic devices and technology, cars are going to be made, more electronic cars, less fuel, more of trying to control how we use the environment in a huge, huge way. I mean, to the point where they're really going to buckle down on it. I wouldn't even be surprised, excuse me, if they upheld a bunch of new laws that was like, you don't follow these rules, you're in trouble. You don't socialize this way, you're in trouble. The learning process, education is already changing. I'm a teacher. I'm seeing it everywhere in every state. It's changing. It's going to change tremendously to where more students are going to be learning from home or in private, smaller sectors, more so where the parents are going to be working more from home. Families are going to be more um, at home. There's major breakthroughs and advancements as well. Excuse me. Let me get some water. Breakthroughs as well. However, it's going to change so fast. And I'm going to go, and we're already changing the way we live. It's going to come in that quickly. And Uranus being the sky god, And Gemini being the representation of the third house in the zodiac, communication, technology, and things of that sort. It's going to go through so fast that it's going to make our head spin. Jobs are definitely going to be changing. People are going to be needing to upgrade, even if you have a master's degree or a doctorate degree, and you have all these degrees, and you've been working in your career for 20 plus years. Time to step it up. Time to get more professional development. I'm sorry, I have like a feather in my throat. And it's going to make us look at the way we live quite differently, including health advancements. Sorry. Ah, health advancements, as well as major life changes. People are going to start living longer. All these health advances, when I say technological advances, I mean, we might hear something down the road where, yeah, the government's been communicating with other life forces outside of the planet Earth. They've already been doing that. We've been already studying each other. Um, you know, uh, we've already been freezing and bringing back to life humans and organs and things of that sort to where we might not even have to do that anymore because everything will be electronic. Although it already is, and I mean that in the sense of technology built lungs, hearts, a new way to, and we already do this. You know, take take out a part of your intestine. Your intestines are so long anyway. I can go into that if you want to have me do science teaching right now. But you're, you know, they can go for a long down the block. Oh, keep going. Um, you know, and we can replace that. No problem. Oh, that's all you have today? Oh, no problem. And it's going to be like, oh, it's going to be kind of an analogy. Oh, I'm sorry, you have strep throat today. Oh, we'll throw you some antibiotics and you'll be fine in 3 days. We'll give you a doctor's note. Like that kind of thing. Like, no big deal. We'll put a new heart on you. You'll be out by next Friday. You could be back to work in a week and a half. It's going to be like that eventually, but it's going to move really fast, completely modernizing and getting rid of old systems. I mean, old systems. I'm sure all of us within less than 5 years, and I'm already doing it anyway. I update my computer and my technology about every 5 years anyway, but it's going to be to where you're updating or you're way behind and you're out of touch with everything that is going on. It's going to be that drastic. So if you don't keep up, you're not employed, you don't have these things, you're not updated in your home, your children aren't updated in their education. My son is in college, my younger one is getting his MBA at Rice University. I'm telling you, it is it's changing. It's like you blink your eye, something else changes. It's going to go faster. And Uranus likes that. He likes that upheaval. He is such an Aquarius. He likes to put his foot down and say, hear me out. This is how I think about things. No, I don't agree with you. Let's talk about it. And if you say no, I don't want to talk about it, Aquarius is gonna go, no, we're gonna talk about it anyway. We're gonna litigate. I'm gonna prove my point. That's what Aquarius does. That's what Uranus does. No, it's my way. No, 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 honey. Okay. And I also, for all of you, I know a lot of you already know this, but I put on, if you go into my YouTube channel under Danu's Celtic Worlds, and you friend me, or you go and look, go into my posts. I basically almost wrote a book today on the whole history of the sky god Uranus, his parents, what he how he castrates his father, and that goes into the ocean, the foam, and everything. And we've created Aphrodite, and on and on and on. Kind of like Celestius, the goddess Celestius. Her father, the storms were coming, and the father was like, "No, I'm not dying." And Celestius falls over, and that's his daughter. And he's like, "No, I'm not dying." And she cuts her fingers off, and she falls into the sea. And it's said to, according to mythology, that those fingers and herself, she's become the goddess of the sea. And all her fingers and those parts become sea creatures and things like that. These things are like coming to fruition, and not in reality, but the mythology of how they're treating each other. Meaning, if you know anything about the Olympiads, or you know, I want to call it. Oh, what's a good? There's a movie. I'll think of it before the end. It's with Perseus. I'll think about the movie at the end. But there is a whole level of the gods and goddesses that go through. They all have special things that they do. We all have special things that we do. And if we're not, and my point is, if we're not keeping up with that, as we're going through this Uranus transformation, this charismatic transformation that is going to change us and modernize us, and advance us and change our entire structures in society. We're not keeping up with it, we're going to fall behind. It'll be like, okay, I'm Queen Hera. She's the queen of the gods and goddesses in mythology. Believe it or not, married to Zeus. However, Hera is actually Zeus' sister. Not that you needed to know that, but with that said, she has kept up her ante, and she remains that way above all the other goddesses. So if one of them get out of order, she goes to Zeus, and it's like they take it to the, the court, and they all place judgment. And the powers that be, the universe, the powers that be, come down and say, okay, you didn't do this, you did this wrong. Okay. What goes around comes around. What you do unto others comes back to you. So now there must be a price or a consequence. That's going to be our new world. It's not going to be. It's going to be even if you looking at the news, there are tons of police officers getting arrested for doing things that they're supposed to not be doing. That's part of their job description. Didn't we sign a document that said that you're going to uphold the law and take an oath? Apparently, they don't understand that. But these are the things, but what's happening is, and here's the point I'm trying to make, it's coming back to them. And with that coming back to them, they're facing the consequences where instead of the person that they originally arrested is doing more time. No. Now they're getting into trouble and they're doing that time. They're getting into trouble and doing that time. So be careful. Don't Don't be saying to the other person, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that, and not uphold what you're doing, right? And then you get into trouble and the other person did what you told them to do, and then all of a sudden, guess what? They did what you told them to do, they stay out of trouble, and now you get punished for that sin, for that unlawfully that unlawful behavior, those consequences. Those influences are going to be really exaggerated. In addition to, technology is going to change. We're all fighting it, myself included. Um, Me growing up in an environment where, you could put gas in your car. I remember when I used to be able to ride my 10-speed bike, my mom would give me a list to go to the grocery store down the road, and you never had to worry about getting mugged or raped or hurt or kidnapped or any of those things. And I would bring back stuff to her instead of her having to actually go to the store, get in the car and go to the store, because I could just get on my 10 speed and bring back a bag of whatever she needed that was, 3 or 4 things. Can't do that now. The punishment for crime is going to get incredibly, incredibly harsh. Incredibly harsh. As a matter of fact, I heard today there were one person, a rapper. I don't know his name, and I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to put out names that I'm not sure of. However, ergo, he did some things to a young lady. They found her remains in the trunk, and they want the death penalty for this guy. I was listening later on. This is when I first got home from work after school. And I was listening later on. 6 o'clock news comes on. And they find another person that did something similar, just in a different state. And they said the same thing. No, we're not going through this. He's not doing time. We're tired of wasting that. We want the death penalty for this guy. As a matter of fact, at the end of that news blog, I'm here in Texas, by the way. At the end of the news block, I heard that the Senate and the House of Representatives actually want to talk about and try to implement, get this, to where instead of keeping all the prisoners in jail now and wasting tax dollars' monies, they want to line them up and do a shooting brigade like they did back in the old days because they're tired of wasting the money on people that are committing crimes. They get let out and then they keep committing the same offenses over and over again. Society is going to get incredibly strict, incredibly bound by routines and schedules and how you live your life. Cameras everywhere. It's not going to be like, you just walk out and everything's humdrum and, hey, no, it's going to be like everywhere we go, it's going to be like there's a watchdog everywhere. And, I want to say I don't like it. However, we have to take a look at ourselves in the mirror. And I'm not meaning ourselves, meaning me and those of us that are doing the right things. But for those people that are not abiding by the law, you impose that upon society, and now society is going to have to pay that price because a lot of our privacies are going to be taken away. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. I would also guarantee, from what I've been hearing, that going forward, there might be some things going forward with Uranus, the sky god, and obviously his parents all put in the shuffle with that, and the way the universe is going to change up, change and modernize society and upgrade society and influence all of us for generations to come. And I mean, past, before me, or older than me, present, and future generations to where there's no more foul play. You want to go rob a store? Yeah, you go rob a store. Okay, it'll be. It feels almost like the government's had enough. Everybody's had enough. I think all of us have. So now they're doing something about it, right? Um, Again, I'm going to stress really, really big on we need to keep up with technology and we need to keep up with communications. Uranus is a sky god moving into Gemini, but Gemini is an air sign. He is part of the third house of the zodiac, communication, technology. Okay. I mean, I could go into it over and over again. You know, the mindset. Air signs are all about the mind, the intellect, intellectual conversations, intellectual thinking, engaging brain before mouth, and engaging brain before acting. Okay, you know, settings, social media, social interests, all of those things are going to go really into play now. And we have to be really, really cognizant of that. Early education is going to change. I want to say, and I know this because I've taught pre-K, I've taught kindergarten for 3, 4 years each. I've been teaching for 21 years. Early education is going to change because of the way society is run now, and because there's so many people not able to work and have young children. What I'm foreseeing, using foresight, pre-K is not going to be something that you get approved for anymore. It's not going to be because you're an ESL student. It's not because you're from another country. It's not because, you need to be introduced or you're a newcomer to the country. No, 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 no. What's going to happen is it's going to be part of education, period, and story. You turn 4, you're automatically going to school. It used to be pre-K and kindergarten didn't even, if you missed a lot of days, they didn't penalize the parents because they didn't consider it a part of the main educational intent to get towards their academic achievement goals to graduate high school. Not so much anymore. It's going to become something where, and I'm seeing this not right away, but I am seeing this where foresighting this, and as I'm also following the laws and the news and being a facilitator of a classroom myself and a special educator as well, and that's also going to change. There are going to be a lot of laws with that. From now on, it's not going to be any joke anymore. If you're a general educator and you don't want a special education person in the classroom, tough cookies. Too bad. And they're going to make everybody, just like they made everybody go get English as a second language, or many people get bilingual certified. Tough nookies, you're going to have it in your room, whether you like it or not. They're human living too. And you can't sit there and say that you can't deal with them. No, you're going to have to. Because if students have to deal with you, you're going to have to deal with them. They have the entitlement to learn in this country and anywhere else in the world. And that law is going here. I've already seen it. I already saw it today, even on news. They had somebody get in trouble because she said she followed the IEPs, she followed their accommodations and the modifications, and the district said, not enough. And that general ed teacher got fired. Have a nice day. Find a new career. So it's a lot to think about. I gave everybody a lot to think about. So there's so much more. I can go on here for 5 hours. But what I want to say is, you know, there's so much positive in it too. For those of us that just really like to be set in our ways, it's a good way to get a good swift push in the back. And come on now, got. We should all want to better ourselves over and over and over again. It's good for you. Change is good. Change is good. I think change is great, right? Who doesn't want to better themselves? With that said, okay, Uranus enters Gemini. Mañana, tomorrow. Okay. For the rising signs, Aries, this Uranus and Gemini hit your third house. It's going to have a revolution in your voice. You're going to be using your voice with instinct and trust and impulse and energy and going forward. You are going to be the one that steps out there and put your voice out there into the community, into the public, into the family, into the government, into your workplace, into your community. You're going to try to make changes, and I'd say go for it. Taurus, earth sign. You're all about the second house. You rule the second house. Resources, your five senses, knowing what's valuable, what is valuable to you, valuable to your family, valuable to your work, valuable to yourself and self care, and taking care of yourself so that you can take care of your family and take care of everybody else so that everybody has self worth and is successful in life under the second house of not only finances, but which how you make money to bring money home. Your health is in your wealth. Gemini, air sign of the mind. Earth sign, grounding. Aries, fire sign, passion. Gemini, air sign, rising. First house, intellectual capacity, intellectual conversations, communication, technology, moving up with innovations, inventions, okay? Clarification for who you are, what you want to be, and how you want to express yourself intellectually from your heart, from your soul, from your caring, from the deepest parts of your body. Cancer, water sign. You are the unconscious, emotional, intellectual capacity of how we express ourselves with emotional intelligence. Not lots of people are very academically intelligent. They have tons of education. They're intellectual. They can tell you what's going on, but in the finance from the Financial Times on Wall Street with the New York Post, with the stock markets, the Chicago Exchange, the New York Exchange, the World Exchange, the UK, how trade's going, how international trade's going. But do we have intellectual intelligence, emotional intelligence? Can we learn to emotionally communicate with one another and understand one another from an emotional standpoint and respect one another's values from how everybody feels in their own world and comes and shows up in the world when they go to work, when they go home, when they go out, when they're in the community? Emotional intelligence, so important, incredibly important. Yes. All right. Fire sign Leo, radiant, bringing and everything to light, seeing everybody for who you are. You are all about the heart, passion, the 11th house of friends, make out Cancer, last sign Cancer, 12th house, the subconscious, the unconscious, seeing what others can't see. That's Cancer. Fire sign Leo, the 11th house, partnerships, friendships, relationships, how we make relationships, how we make friendships, how we make business partnerships. Bringing light and seeing other people for who they really are, looking through other people, the relationships and communities, and having a vision for others in order for them to move forward with heart. Virgo, earth sign, 10th house, 10th house is your midheaven, is everybody's midheaven. That's 10th house has to do with your work. Okay, most of the time, your midheaven is your work. And with 10th house, it's all about discernment and making things work and strategizing and not only just making things work, but making things work to the point where they run smoothly. You have Mercury that's going to be ruling the planet of public life, public service, public um, professional endeavors. People who are going to be working in public service are going to be in the light in the 10th house. It's going to be very strong, especially with all the new rules, regulations, restrictions, commitments, and changes that are going to happen with all of these things going on for the future. All right. We have water sign Scorpio, 8th house. Pluto is all about transformation and death and seeing things. Scorpio can see through you like you can tell him a lie. He's going to look at you and say, bullshit. And he's going to know you're lying. Excuse my language. Scorpio can see right through you. Scorpio signs are very intuitive. Very intuitive. They have a foresight that reads people very, very well. Very, very well. And you know, God bless him. I'm sorry he's gone, but my father passed a month ago, and he was a true Scorpio. He had Scorpio all over his chart. And I'm not talking now, but I'm talking in the past. If I would bring him someone that was a friend, or he met somebody, he would say, "This guy's dot 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 dot," or "She's dot 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 dot," and I'd be like, "No, I've known them for 2 years. They've never done that." Surprise on my face on Pisces, and lo and behold, it wouldn't happen right away. Say, like after maybe a year later, the light would come to fruition. And everything my father would say that he saw in that person would be absolutely true. Okay, Sagittarians, you are a fire sign. You're hot. You can see and predict what's going to happen. You sit down with somebody for a couple hours and you get to know them. I'm going to say this: you have the gift of foretelling when somebody sits down with you and you get to know them and they feel comfortable with you. You're going to have the gift of being able to say or see foresight what's going to happen for them going forward down the road 2 years, 3 years, even though they believe in wholeheartedly that something might work. It may be temporary, but if you see something else, normally that comes to fruition because you have the gift of foresight, the vision of what is possible in the bigger picture down the road instead of what is the immediate gratitude for that individual immediately in the current situation. Capricorn, moon, earth sign. You are all about the moon. You are the police officer of the zodiac. I love you. Thank you, Capricorn. If Capricorn in my chart all over the place. So long term ways, knowing where you're going. You know, you're going to be ruling the 6th house, understanding what is building. The 6th house is about the texture of your daily life and how you take care of your body on a daily basis. How you take care of your body on a daily basis is going to determine the wealth of your health based on how you take care of your body on every single day. And what will happen is the health is in your wealth, meaning the health will be your wealth down the road if you take care of yourself now every single day. That's Capricorn. Long term, always known to wind up if you take care of your health and your wealth, take care of yourself forward. Oh, I don't need to take those vitamins. Oh, I don't need to take that D3. Oh, I don't need high blood pressure medication. Oh, I don't need to do this. I'm fine. I'm fine. I feel fine. I feel great. Everything's fine. I don't need to go to the gym. I walk 2 miles. I got my watch on. I walk 2 miles. I take 300 steps a day. Well, maybe you should have gone to the gym and gotten that treadmill for another 3 miles because your heart is telling you need some extra help with that. Right? Okay. Aquarius, air sign. And everybody thinks Aquarius is a water sign. No, 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 babies. Aquarius is an air sign. Also, air, mind, intellectual. Aquarius is loves intellectual litigation, conversation. I would employ or implore anyone that has a child that wants to be an attorney that's an Aquarius, sun, moon, or rising, or sun and rising, let them do it. Because if they like to talk and they like to litigate and they like to argue and prove their point, they'll be great in court. Aquarius is all about expressions, communication, how they express themselves in public, how they communicate, how they get their point across, how they fight for their cause. They want things to work out this way because they're fighting for the people. This is the fifth house. The fifth house is all about affairs, play, creativity, fertility, child life, joy, self-expression, communication. Anything that has to do with self-expression is definitely Aquarius. They're good with it personally. They're good with it publicly. They love to get in a public forum. And if you say, no, this is the way, not the way it's supposed to be, then you say, if they believe in it, they're going to say, no, let me prove you wrong. Mm-hmm. But they love that. They love it. That's like a super passion of theirs. That would be great. Pisces. Pisces. Fourth house. Fourth house is all about the family, the home, how you take care of your family. And it's going to be in the sun, Pisces. Foundation of home, roots, ancestral roots. You see what others can't see. You see what others can't hear. If you are a spiritual person and you are a Pisces, a Scorpio, a Cancer, and you are meditating and you are grounding and you are focused on your spirituality, those of you who do have special abilities, I promise you, if you stay with it, you are starting to feel the ascension. Yes. The ascension. Ascending. More psychic mediumship, more clairaudience, more clairvoyance, more claircognizant, clairsentient. It's going to raise. It's going to go up. It's going to go up to a level where your psychic abilities will go from here and keep leveling up. The more you take care of you and the more you practice your spirituality and healthy eating and healthy cleansing, healthy sleep, healthy taking care of the body. The water sign of Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer are definitely going through that right now. Uranus has a big part of being the sky god. He has a huge, huge part of his description of his personality as far as the gods and goddesses go of intuition. If you're honoring that, you will see that move up. Honor that. Get your 8 hours of sleep. Meditate. Take care of yourself. Drink lots of water. Pisces. Okay? It's going to be an attainment of what you're going to be able to see and have the attainment. Cancer, Scorpio too. Pisces, the attainment to see what lies beneath the surface. There's not going to be any bull. You are going to be able to see it all. You can't, you won't even deal with it anymore. People will kind of give you the runaround, and without even saying anything, you just disregard them. You're gonna disregard them because you know they're handing you a pile on their shovel. It's going to be that strong. Your intuition, your abilities are going to be that strong. Kid you not. There are some air signs and some earth signs that are going to be like that as well. I want to say Gemini, Libra, and Sagittarius, because they already have that in their sign. Not so much as the water signs, but they do already have that. Like Sagittarius is great with foreseeing, viewing, future viewing. You tell them how you're doing and your story, your life story, and this is what you're going to be doing for the next couple of years. And because they're listening to you and they get to know your personality, as they get to know your personality, they will, most of the time, Sagittarians are real blunt. They'll come out and say, I don't think that's a really good idea. Are you sure that's what you want to do? Because I don't see that really happening. This, and this is going to happen if you do that. Okay. All right. So, that is what I have for the rising signs during this Uranus going into Gemini for the next 7 years till 2033. Ergo, however, during this 7-year transit, we will also have Cancer join in the mix in 2032, which will also help a lot of the water signs as well. I want everybody to think about where they're going in their lives and how all these changes are going to affect your job, your family, your loved ones, the ones that you love, your children, your wife, and the people that you are surrounded by. And use this before we, and think before we make decisions and open our mouth and say things that we might not mean or we might not know, because things are going to change and they're not going to be the way they were this year, last year, or 5 years ago. It is not going to be the same. Keep up with what's going on in society. Keep up with what's going on in the world. Please, I implore you, all of you. Okay, let's go on with the tarot. And I am loving this day. Friday. I love Friday. Have another glass of water. Pardon me. Ooh. You know what? Believe it or not, it hit 88 today. I'm in Texas, and yesterday it was 84, and I got real humid today. And I thought, oh, it's already starting. So I guess next month or the month after that, we'll be at 115 degrees again. That's not even funny, but here we go. So I'm going to start off with my spellcaster's deck. And I always keep my decks. Believe it or not, I actually put these are rubber bands, and I have ways to connect with my cards, which I was trying to do by another person that's in my coven. And so I use I use my rubber bands. I use my rubber bands, and then what I do is that I have my stones that go with them, and happens to be a chakra stone that has all the chakras that go with my cards, and I go by feeling. So when I get new cards or new stones or crystals, I actually sleep with them for 30 plus days. So because I dream, I go through recognition, I go through viewing, I go through um, psychic visions, and I do that, and then I do that, and then of course, I cleanse them. I get to know them. I use them before I actually use them for before all of I use them for all of those in my collective. But I do that, and everybody else has their own traditions of what they do. Some people just open the box and they read them. I don't do that. I like to connect my cards and my crystals and my oracle cards and anything else that I use, even other things that I use, and I make sure that they're a part of being out there, especially when I'm cleansing. But the reason why I'm saying this is because a lot of people have been asking me on my YouTube channel how I know what I know while I'm reading the cards, besides using my abilities, which I've had since I'm a little girl. And that's part of it. It's making the connection with my tools. Just like anybody else does. A painter makes connections with their brush and their paints. A person who crochets makes connection with, you know, his or her tools when they knit or crochet. Or a person who is a piano player makes a connection with the piano and the way they feel when they're playing. So, for those of you that ask me about that, that's how I connect with my tools. Okay, so we're going to do a 3-card reading, and then I'm going tonight because today is Friday, and I did such a long reading about Uranus entering Gemini that I'm going to do my 3-card reading, and then I'm going to be doing my oracle card, and then I'm going to let everybody go and get on with their evening. Okay, one more time. It was such a pleasure having all of you. It's such a blessing to have you on my channel. I love for you to give me comments. I'm already seeing comments here. Let's see. Yeah, I'm already seeing chats come through. Great. I'm loving it. We'll get back to everybody as well. Okay, first card. The 4 of Swords. Okay. The 4 of Swords. Are we feeling a little stressed? We need to relax. Moving forward. Some instances, I think so. It's not that you're going through anything tough. You just might be under some stress right now. And the Four of Swords is an air sign using the mind. He's meditating. He's meditating. He's grounding. He's grounding with the earth. I suggest everybody else does that as well, especially through this transition. That would be lovely. And all of you should be doing that when you go through this transition. Oh, sorry, with this Four of Swords. Okay, next card. Beautiful. Queen of Swords. Oh, she's a toughie. I'm sorry. She's great. She's going to tell you exactly the way it is. She's blunt. Okay. I would not want to get her in the reverse. In the reverse, I mean, this woman will put you in your place. Okay. This is like going to court and having a judge put you in your place. Okay. But this way, in the upright position, if you go to her, this personality, this young lady or this masculine energy is going to be honest with you, and they're going to tell you exactly what you're ahead and what to look ahead for and what to be watching out for, what you should be doing, and how you should be taking care of business seriously and not playing any games, no nonsense, no frills. Do what you're supposed to do and get it done the right way. Use of the mind, use of intelligence, intellect, expression. Okay. And we've got the meditation here with feeling like we have to make sure that we're working with swords as well. The Four of Swords can make us feel stressed out. But you have here, keep on going with what you're supposed to be doing. Do what you're told to do right. Exercise professionalism, exercise doing the right thing. Don't play around. Be responsible, and things will turn out your way. They won't turn out this. I'm sorry. They won't turn out this way. You won't be stressed out. There's something going on for a lot of you here, and I believe it's actually just the timing. You know, it's just the timing that everybody's just going through a little bit of. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to feel this way. Stick with it. Get your rest. And if you go on being the responsible, doing the right things, you'll see the changes that need to be changed or that you want to see progress or that you want to see move forward and be positive. That's what I'm getting from this. It's going to take some time, but with patience and persistence, professionalism, doing things the right way, it's going to be okay. All right. Next card. The World. Okay. Look at this. You're a little stressed out. Things are not going your way. Or maybe you feel that way. You need to relax. You need to meditate. You need to make things go in the right way. You want to ensure that they are going to have the right way to move. You're stressed out. It's okay. They're going to move in the right way because as long as you do and take care of responsibilities, do the right thing, rest up, get your rest. Again, I'm going to say this if anybody knows the original traditional tarot deck, Well, no, she's laying on her back. She's resting while the four of swords are above on the wall. Relax, rest, get what you need. Take care of, what did I say earlier? Your health is in your wealth. Rest up. Do what you're going to do. Be responsible. Take care of things the proper way. When you do, what happens is things will go your way. Are you doing the right things? Are you being responsible? This Queen of Swords is coming out and saying, "Hey, you're coming to me for advice, but all you have to do is do what you're supposed to do. And if you do what you're supposed to do, and you're not playing games, and you're being responsible, and you're taking care of the things that you're supposed to take care of, if you are being honest and truthful with yourself and others, and professionally, from the heart, from the soul, from your mind, doing the correct things that you need to do to take care of business, to take care of yourself, to be honest, love, trust, and be good to others, you will be fine. Things will go your way. And like I said, with that, going your way and doing the right things, here's what comes next: the world. If we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, pardon me, my hand, I have huge hands. If you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, things will go properly. Things will go the right way. Things aren't going properly, you're going to get this woman. And this is what I don't want. I wouldn't want this woman. This woman is smart. She is the queen of swords, of the mind, of intellect, of education, of doing things the right way, of handling business the right way, of doing by others properly, professionally, with good heart, with good hope, with good mind, with respect. You do all of those things and you are blessed with the world. Things will come to those who, what goes around comes around. What you do unto others comes back to you threefold. Honor that, respect that, because everybody wants to be treated the way they treat others. So what you do unto others is what comes back to you. And in this instance, if you're treating others the right way, and you're you know you're staying out of this fear, sorry, and you're staying out of this fear, and you're doing everything right, and everything's done properly, and you're respectful and doing what you're supposed to do according to the proper way under the universe, and how others would be expect to be treated as you would like to be treated as well, then that's what you will get in return. Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to pull a life situation card, and then we'll be done for today. I had a great time today, everybody. Again, happy Friday. And I want you to know that actually, you know what I want to do before we go? I want to pull a clarifying card here really quick for that Four of Swords. Because this guy is so out. All right. The Empress. The Empress. Come on. Creativity, expression, pleasure. That's what you're going to get if you're doing the right thing. So don't worry, sweetheart. Don't worry. All of you are going to be doing just fine, one foot after the other. You're going to be creative. You're going to be successful. You're going to have that feminine, that power, that masculine, feminine power, creativity, expression, great communication. Uranus and Gemini, everything's going to go your way because you're doing the right thing. You're being honest. The Queen of Swords will reward you for using your mind, your intellect, using communication. Swords are all about using the mind, intellectual capacity. And when we do all of those things, the world comes to us and starts blessing us. The world comes to us and starts blessing us. It's a beautiful thing. And many people out there are so beautiful. You just need to make sure that we're participating with the right beautiful people to come together to do all the right things, to have the opportunity to have what the world has to offer us now and down the road. Lovely. Okay. We're going to be using the clarifying life situations, and then we're going to be ending this reading. If you'd like to have a reading with me, my name is Kate. I am with Danu's Celtic World. That is my business. That is my channel. You can email me at Danu's Celtic World at worlds@gmail.com, or you can contact me through Facebook, Danu's Celtic World. You can also contact me through hipsy.com/psychic/Danu's Celtic World. You can also contact me. Oh, one fell out. It's sick. You can also contact me through Instagram @Danu's Celtic World, #, and contact me for a reading, for an astrology chart. We can break down all the whole houses for you and go through what is in store for your past, your present, and your future, and talk about your goals and see how we can get there through going through each of the whole signs for you and see what you have in store and how you can use those great gifts within each of those houses that are in your chart to help you create the future you want to have and achieve the goals that you want. Okay. We have the sculpture of self. It did not turn out this way. If we did, it would be create a new identity. We don't have that. What we have here is the sculpture of self. I'm going to read that. Sculpture of self. Shape the sculpture of self, honoring the perpetual act of forming and expressing identity. Beautiful. It's beautiful. You are all uniquely, we all are uniquely beautiful and have our own beautiful gifts within ourselves. We have our own unique stamp in the world, in the universe. We are not like one another. Build your own sculpture and make it yours. Sculpture of self. Shape the sculpture of self, honoring the perpetual act of forming and expressing identity, your new identity, and this new 7-year transit and transformation and change with Uranus and Gemini. I hope that was helpful to you. I hope all of you took your notes. It was a pleasure seeing you tonight. Have a good Friday. Have a great weekend. I will see you again on Sunday. Be safe. Take care of you. Blessed be. Have a nice evening. Ciao for now. Bye-bye.